Good day and welcome to another episode of URC Chumps podcast. As you can see, it's only Jacques and myself this week. Doris unfortunately had a bit of an emergency. Maybe it's because he's crying because Stockdale didn't get selected for the Irish team. But in all fairness, he had an emergency. All the best to him, and he said it was a family one, so all the best to him and his family right now. How you doing, Jacques?
I'm good. I was actually looking forward to giving Dora a little bit of upheaval, but unfortunate about the family emergency. All strongs to him. Hope
Yeah.
everything is all right. But maybe it is a little cry like a little girl in the corner situation because of Stockdale not being chosen.
Well, let's start off with the game or the games that happened this past week, which was New Zealand versus England and Fiji versus Scotland. And I mean, the New Zealand England game just looked like a arm wrestle, that game. There was points where New Zealand were running with it, and there was points where England were running with it. And unfortunately, we just spoke the guy up last week, George Ford, missing a penalty and a drop goal. And we were all giving him praise last week.
And that all happened within like 3 minutes of each other. The final penalty. I didn't watch the whole game, but the little bits of pieces that I watched, there was nothing in it. I can't say that it was England that had a brilliant game or New Zealand that had a poor game. I'll just say it was a
Arm wrestle.
arm wrestle. It was a poor rugby match. Yeah, mistakes, simple, silly mistakes, but it makes a conversation very interesting if you look at the performance that the All Blacks had last week, and now on Friday they up against Ireland. That's a little bit of a what's the word? Revenge match for Ireland, maybe for the quarterfinal of the World Cup. So I think if we can fast forward a little bit, I think Ireland is going to come for them heavy. But if they play the way if the All Blacks play the way they played against England, I can't see them beating Ireland. I can't see it.
That is very much a fact. I mean, I put that video up in our group. That sounded like such a perfect trailer for this weekend. I'll add it to the end of this video, so if you guys want to see it, from Rugby Pass, it gave it such. It built the game up to. It has to be a good game to warrant a trailer like that. Otherwise, both teams have let down Rugby Pass, because I mean, it was so beautiful. Maybe even install it now.
Ireland versus the All Blacks on Friday night in Dublin.
It is going to be monumental.
Revenge is not just a word to Ireland. It's a fire that's been burning since the moment they fell. The burning desire to rewrite your story.
Ireland's quarter-final curse continues.
Revenge becomes a shadow that follows you. Every opponent comes for your crown, hungry for redemption.
When the Northern Hemisphere come here in July, we kick their butt.
There's a lot of feeling between those two sides. I think everyone knows what Pete Mamani said to Sam Cane.
You're a shit Richie McCaw, I think he is what he did, yeah.
Johnny Sexton in his book comes out, takes a crack.
Don't miss your flight tomorrow. Enjoy retirement.
It's going to be a big week for Rico Ioane. You make a statement like that, you got to walk the talk and you got to back it up.
You can't dish it out all the time if you can't take it.
There's something that feels dark about the game. For New Zealand, it's about standing firm, because revenge is emotional. It's fueled by desperation. But that fuel turns the doubters into believers. It makes you push further, fight harder, until you seize the moment and make it yours.
Listen to the episode. Yeah, so as I said, it was a bit of a arm wrestle. I saw a analyst of someone where the game was won in certain points and lost in certain points for both teams. So I mean, there was mistakes on both sides. What I do like is that other video that I found recently, which actually kind of rates the referees from someone else. It's not like Rassi like busy pointing out every single bad call. It's a kind of like an independent person now on social media doing that, which I think is actually great because not only does it gives the audience something to look forward to and almost like an independent audit of the referees, which I think is actually quite good. And I think World Rugby needs to take those kind of things a little bit more seriously because we have spoken about it where the ref is actually now becoming like part of the conditions of a game, whether he has a bad game or anything like that. I mean, the one ref got 5 out of 10 and Angus Garner, I think, got 8.5 out of 10 in there. But Angus Garner is quite good. His bad games aren't always that bad, and he's quite good in my honest opinion. But I mean, moving on to that, Fiji versus Scotland. Scotland just ran away with that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything. The thing is, the Fijians, I do believe, are starting to break into the international rugby properly now. Not that they haven't, it's just properly. They seem like they're getting more structure behind their unions, their rugby. The fact that they're a part of Super Rugby is probably also helping them a bit. I don't think it's going to be too long until we actually start seeing a better Fijian team playing on an international stage.
My whole thing getting around Fiji rugby is if they can play to start off with 60 minutes, the way they can play a sevens match, I think they'll be one of the most dangerous teams in the world because they're physical, they're strong, they're fast, and I've always said they must get the opportunity to play against the tier one teams more often. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's only recently that they started touring up north in this autumn nation season. But I think they must get a chance more often, play Japan, play New Zealand, play Australia. And because they are part of that Pacific thing,
yeah,
it also gives them the same as what happened with Argentina when they started entering into the Super Rugby. It gave them more confidence coming into the Tri Nations. They're used to the players and all of those things. And look at where Argentina is now. It's no longer a 60-0 game if you play against them.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Over this weekend, I just think Scotland was just by far the better team in all aspects of the game.
The thing is, okay, cool. I mean, as a South African, we always joke about it. It's like our B-side. I do think the Scottish rugby right now is going to become a lot stronger, and it's probably going to be in the near future that we're going to actually see them hold the Six Nations Cup if they keep taking the strides that they are taking. I mean, they're beating England now on a regular basis at Twickenham. I think their last game against France was also quite close. I think it was just Ireland they struggled against. But it's not long until you see Scotland. I mean, what I've been hearing in the reports is Rassi is not taking Scotland lightly this weekend. I mean, I don't know if it's mind games because the team announcement keeps getting pushed out. Now it's 4:00 tomorrow and everything like that. And people on social media are going, this is the team. No, this is the team. Where the Rassi's going here, just put it on social media. Yeah, you put that on social. Yeah, you put that on social media to get into the head. Yeah, I mean, it's coming to a good game. But now, I mean, talking about it, this weekend it is now Ireland versus New Zealand happening this weekend, and I I feel sorry for Stockdale. I think he should have got the nod. My honest opinion, he's been
Definitely.
having a great URC season so far. I know he's in the
Yeah.
team, but now you're playing against a team that you need people on their best performance, and you don't even put him on the bench.
Yeah, that is a bit bad.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the team, it's for Ireland, it is Andrew Porter, Ronan Kelleher, and Finley Bealham. Then we got Joe McCarthy and James Ryan. I think if Archie could qualify, they would have selected him already. Tog Burney, Josh van der Fleur, and Kalen Doris. Then we got Jamie Gibson Park, the All Black, Jack Crowley, James Lowe, the ex All Black, Bundy Aki, the ex All Black, Gary Ringrose, Mark Hansen, and Hugo Keenan. And then the starting lineup for the All Blacks is Timothy Williams, Asafaya Amuya, Tyrell Lomax. I think what's it called, Cody Taylor's out because he failed his HIA.
Yeah, so was
Scott,
Brody Barrett as well.
yeah, Scott Barrett, Tupave, Wallace Titi, Sam Kane, and Artie Sevilla. With Cortez Ratima, starting DMAC, Caleb Clark, Geordie Barrett, Ricky Oani, who is apparently set to lead the haka, Mark Tier, and Will Jordan. So I mean, it's a pretty strong team that they're putting up, minus the two injuries. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for anybody.
Not at all.
Yeah. I see Anton Leonard Brown is on the bench, though. Listening to how he got his yellow card, I do think they could have actually upped it to a red because there was two yellow offenses in one play before they stopped it. So, but again, that's how they saw it. They just went with the one, not both. I think he was a bit lucky, but yeah, I see he didn't get reviewed for the head contact. So again,
sometimes luck is also part of the game, eh?
yeah, but again, there's another thing. There was head contact, but it didn't get called out for.
Yeah.
And it's where people and supporters, they're going like, you're bringing all of these rules and everything like this, but you guys can't get
Stick to them.
consistency with certain calls, like the head contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game is a nice 10 past 10 for us. So I'll try to stay away for that one. Then the
Yeah,
game
me
that
too.
we will probably give the most in-depth for, Kenya versus Uganda. No idea.
Absolutely no clue. No
Kenya.
clue. I know that there was a guy that played for Kenya, Odysseus, I think his surname was. Or I think it was Opa Odysseus. He played cricket and rugby for Kenya.
Oh, it wasn't Odysseus. I know who you're talking about. He was in the. Wasn't he? His brother was the captain of the 2003.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's well, it was something. At least we know who we're talking about.
Yes.
But that's the only that's the only people I know that played for Kenya.
Then we go over to England versus Australia, and I think obviously the teams haven't been announced. I do think England's going to look for a bounce back after their performance.
Definitely.
I do think Australia is already going to stop wanting to suss most of these guys out with the Lions tour coming out. The jersey looks meh. I saw recently that it got released today for the Lions tour. This is for me, this is kind of like the game for the weekend because Australia is going to want to start getting their momentum right for next year.
Yeah.
England's going to want to prove everybody that last week was just once off. It's not going to be a repeat the whole time. But yeah,
It's going to be. I think it's going to be. It's going to be a hard game. Maybe a close game. Maybe a 4-5 pointer. I don't think that because England is in a bit of a better space than Australia, they're definitely not going to run away with it. There's no ways. Neither side is going to run away with it.
but I mean, it's like I said earlier in one of our other episodes, is apparently the people in Australia, even though they haven't been doing too well, are actually quite excited for the build-up that's going to happen. Apparently, there's a lot more in the pipeline that we obviously don't hear about being outside of Australia. But apparently, people are quite excited. But how long until the excitement dies and you're going to want to start getting results? That's the next question.
Yeah, that is. You have to at least win. Let's say a silly number, 6 out of your 8 games, for
Not
argument's sake.
20%.
Not 20% of the games, like Dr. John Williams.
Williams.
You have to, because otherwise your country is not going to stand behind you, and then the excitement's going to die. And to get that excitement back before the Lions do it, it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's going to be a real arm wrestle, or even a sumo wrestle. It's going to be pushing each other to the points, and it's going to be
just before we go on, my prediction for the Irish All Blacks game, it's a 20-all draw.
I said All Blacks. just so I can rub it in Dara's face.
No, you have to. But I'm gonna be nice. It's gonna be a draw.
And if Ireland loses, it's because they didn't play Stockdale.
Agreed. 100%.
Then we go across to Italy to go while Italy hosts Argentina. That is going to probably be a bloodbath because both teams are playing highly physical games right now. And I don't mean a bloodbath in the sense of there's going to be fighting or anything. Those guys are going to come hard and hit hard at each other.
It's going to be very, very, very physical.
Yeah, it's going to be who's ever going to lose endurance is going to lose that game. But it is Sebastian Negri, I think he's a fantastic flanker for Italy. I do think, he hits hard, and you're going to go up against guys like a Pablo Montero and a Kremer. It's going to come to whoever gives up first, and I must be honest, I'm actually going to try and watch that game because I know that is going to be one hell of a game to watch.
I agree 100%, but I must say I think Argentina is going to take it with at least 15.
I think I said Argentina by 10. I can't remember, but I did say Argentina were going to take it. But it is going to be like one hell of a game. But being neutral in the discussion of it, it is going to be whoever doesn't have the stamina to push through. I do believe it's going to be Argentina, but yeah. Then probably the easiest game of the weekend on Saturday is France versus Japan. France
by 20.
Yeah. No, I said something along those lines because it's the French at home. Japan, they've had their rise, and they lost to New Zealand at home. Now you're going to pretty much
64-19 now.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to be facing a team that's probably just as hard as New Zealand, especially when you're playing them at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we move over to Saturday. Not Saturday, Sunday, where Wales host Fiji. This is a game that Wales cannot slip up.
Agreed.
They can't. There's already been so much about them. They didn't do too well on their tour of Australia. They got annihilated by the Springboks at Twickenham in the Qatar Cup. they're gonna have to pull their socks up. And I know there's been
Most
issues and
definitely.
everything behind the scenes. They're gonna have to put that aside, and you're gonna have to play for pride. If you're putting on that jersey on Sunday, you have to play for pride. If you let it down, it's not just oh well, my paycheck sucks. You are letting your country down.
Yeah.
So
I think with all the, I think they know that they're sitting on a problem, and if they don't pull it through, then the problem is just going to get bigger. And
yeah,
as we've seen, Fiji do have the ability to
break.
injure or break, if you want to say it like that as well, break the big teams. And let's just hope that Wales can pull it through.
Yeah. It is going to be one hell of a game. Why do I think I missed a game? No, I didn't. According to this, I didn't. Yeah. I mean, I hope for the Welsh sake that it is a Wales win. But it is going to be one hell of a brute force defense game. Gatlin's going to have to pull one out of the
Out of
the
the
hat.
bag.
Yeah. Just to get some Welsh pride. You listen to the Wales supporters, you can hear they're almost like Dragon supporters. Like Dragon supporters are like, oh, we'll be near the bottom, but we're gonna give you guys a run for your money, but we're gonna be at the bottom. Though it's Ospreys
Used to
right
it
now.
already, don't worry.
Yeah, it's Ospreys right now. Sorry, Osprey supporters. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I think right now Wales is putting a lot of pressure on themselves that they don't need to. I mean, they've won Grand Slams, they've won the Six Nations on a regular basis. It's not that they can't do it. It's just something's happened. They've almost like given up in a sense, and they're gonna have to, like I said, pull up their socks, turn on the light switch. Maybe this is the change that they need to push through. But yeah,
Maybe it's the win they need just to take that step up. Even though it is a smaller nation, doesn't matter. It's still it's going to be a hard match.
yeah. But
But
then I think the next week they have a very tough game. No,
who are they playing
it's
next
2 weeks. No, it's 2 weeks after that.
Oh,
Yeah, then they play against us. So yeah, they play against Australia the week after, then us. So they have to win that game because you're going up against two stronger teams afterwards.
yes.
So we shall see. But I mean, I'm looking at the stat. Oh, no, that's not the game I want. That one. The insights is between the two nations. The points per match on average is 19-13 to Wales. 2 tries each. Penalties conceded is 13 to
Oh,
Wales, 12 to Fiji on average.
yes.
So the
So
discipline
that's
between them is very, very similar.
yeah.
Uh, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
What time they playing on Sunday?
They are playing at 20 to 4.
I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah. Let's just see. Is that just against them head to head, or how the fudge? I think this Super Sport has it wrong. Anyway, so then the next week, the next game and the final game of the weekend on Sunday, which is probably what a lot of people are looking for, especially down here, is Scotland versus Springboks. Now, this is why I say I think it's a bit messed up because points per game is 50 to 39 in favor of Scotland. And I know they have given us a bit of a run for our money in the past, but I don't think it's been that much.
No, if I'm not mistaken, we've won the last 5 games.
No, that's what I said. I think SuperSport has the drama on their stats
Definitely.
And tries per match is going 8-4.
No.
The only one that's probably correct is the penalties conceded, 10-10. But yeah, that is actually a very interesting thing. Let's use the world of Google and see what Google has to say. SA versus Scotland.
I got I saw something here earlier today where the last 5 scores, they showed the last 5 scores.
Yeah, so here you go. The Springbok record against Scotland, as of right now, is we played against them 28 times, won 23, lost 5. Points for 742 and 321 against. Try scored is 90 tries, and we have conceded 32. The highest score is 68. Well, 68. Biggest one is 58. Average score is 26-11.
Yeah,
And that's
that
SA
sounds
Rugby
about right.
stats. Yeah, I was about to say. I think
That
Supersport
sounds
had
about right.
got it horribly wrong.
No,
Supersport,
definitely.
sort your app out.
Yes, I don't know anybody at Supersport to phone them to sort it out.
Get hold of someone in Saru, and then Saru can go like, "Hey, yay, pick a deep cock." Oh,
Yeah, I see. Townsend said he's only going to announce his team on Friday because we were supposed to announce it tomorrow. And then Rassi said he'll also announce our team on Friday.
it's like, show me your hand, and I'll show you mine.
Yeah. But the way things are going on now, we're going to sit on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock. This is the team playing tomorrow.
No, they keep holding it out. So then finally, like, what is the team? What is the team? We only see when they run out to the national anthem. I mean, honestly, you can kind of predict the Scottish side. It's going to kind of pretty much be the same team that played this weekend.
Yes.
Except for a few changes, like apparently Finn Russell probably coming in because he's the top fly half and apparently the best fly half in the world. And I say that because I think he's overrated.
Agreed.
Darcy Graham, though. Darcy Graham in that game against Feet. Did you see that try?
The one that they originally thought was a knock on but touched his foot.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I mean, yeah, that was one hell of a try, and also that was a clever play, which I think South Africans have to keep an eye out because now you're gonna have Finn Russell. Finn Russell's gonna be. No, I'm going to show you how it's done properly. Which,
but if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that Darcy Graham is not playing.
Yeah, Darcy Graham's not playing, but then you're going to have someone else on the wing. You're going to have Duan van der Merwe, and Duan's going to be marked like he's a convict going on for death row because they will never allow him or Pierre Skuman to score. So yeah, but it is something that all teams are going to have to start watching out now, especially when Scotland is when they get a penalty, they could try that play on a regular basis.
Yeah. Well, if it works, it works, eh?
It works. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as I often tell people, you never give up until if you get a penalty, you make sure you line up against someone. If you see someone free, you go off and mark that person. Because you never know what they might try. I mean, you've seen it a lot on TikTok and everything these days. These guys doing these fancy little kicks and everything. I mean, the one I like is it looks like the hook is getting ready to walk out to go get ready for a line out, and all the fly off does is it gives a little pop and he picks it up and scores a try.
Yeah. I actually saw that one. That was funny.
But it's funny, but it's actually it's an IQ of 1,000 in rugby because what happened? Oh, everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to kick it out." Oh, he's just walking, not really paying attention to what's actually really going to happen, and then there's 5 points given away because you didn't pay attention.
You see, now that is the one thing that I think Rassi unlocked everywhere in the world is to start thinking outside the box with little kicks like that. There's no, as far as I know, there is no law that states that you have to kick it into touch when kicking. The only one is obviously if you point to post, you have to go for goal. You can't aim there to the try line, to the touch line and boot it over there. You're not allowed to.
Just said
It's bad
Monty. He
sportsmanship.
skews it. Monty skews it. Maybe that's why he's missing so much right now, because he's going to bring in that play.
You see, there's always something. Always something.
We got you, Rusty.
We got your idea.
We given away the play before it even happened.
It'll actually be funny if it happens. It'll be funny if it happens on Sunday, right?
But I mean, I think it was the Harlequins did something like that where they kicked it and didn't go over, and the guy literally ran up, collected the ball, and went over the try line.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I think it was Marcus Smith. He kicked it and hit the pole and came back, and the centre was running in. Yeah.
It happened at a school. I think it was in Paul Boys Eye.
Sounds like a Paul thing.
Same thing happened there as well. Kicked against the pole. Everybody's just standing in the center, or fullback just came charging in, caught it, scored under the post.
Easier kick for the fly off.
Yeah.
You missed that one. You missed this one.
Here's one straightforward.
Yeah. But I mean, I've heard there's more saga happening in the world of rugby. I mean, I've heard now apparently Duhan's looking to come to South Africa to play rugby here. I've seen the Stormers were named. I think that is a bad idea. I honestly think he should go play for the Bulls. As much as I would love to have him at the Stormers.
The Sharks was also mentioned.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the best thing for him is actually with the Bulls because Akka's there. And I think he's also from the Gauteng area, which means he's closer to family.
But he's got, if I'm not mistaken, he's got a piece of land down somewhere there in the Southern Cape somewhere. So I think that could be the reason why he's aiming for the Stormers. But I also heard that he's going to La Rochelle.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens at the end of the yeah. Or we'll call Oakton-Nikwa. There we go. George area, which is Stormers territory.
I was about to say I can't see him playing for SVD or
Griquas.
EP Kings. Griquas is in the middle of the country. Where are you coming from with Griquas now?
Because they're in cahoots with province.
Yeah, maybe he must just go to the Free State.
Oh, look who's the cats are coming back.
Oh, we'll see what happens, eh?
Yeah. But I mean, I've now heard Alistair Coetzee is taking over the EP range, the EP area right now as a coach.
Well, he was kicked out of Namibia though, so he probably was
he kicked out of Namibia, or did he leave on? Because I hear Jacques Burger's now taking over.
Yeah, Jacques Burger is the director now.
Yeah. But I mean,
they wanted a all Namibian board and coaches, assistants, and all that, which I also understand 100%. Country is small, give everybody a chance that's in the country. So,
but can you do that in Namibia where your rugby isn't that great? You already have a lot of players playing here in our Currie Cup, in the URC. A few of them are playing overseas.
Well, if you want to try something new, maybe it works for them, maybe it doesn't.
It didn't work for us.
True.
The 11-26 discussion we had earlier.
But now you see, it's where will there ever be a tier 1 rugby nation? There's no ways. So you give the guys the opportunity that's in the country to see if they can improve it. Maybe become number 2 in Africa. maybe that could be their goal.
Well, talking about Africa, 66-12, I think the score was for Zimbabwe versus the UAE.
I've been looking for that score since 7 o'clock last night because I think they played at 6:30, 5:30 last night.
Yeah. Zim versus UAE. No, I don't want what you call it. Rugby. Yes, there we go. 2 days ago. I'm sorry, I'm looking for it now. International round, the full match at the sevens. Yeah, well, 22-62 to Zimbabwe.
22-62.
Yeah, 22-62, yeah.
Where did they play?
Up in the UAE. Don't know exactly.
I would like to know how many South Africans is in that UAE team.
Actually, there's more Australians and New Zealanders in that team.
Okay, well, that also makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, they turned around. They're calling back. The one player I'm surprised they haven't actually called upon is Dave Ewers, who's at the Stormers right now.
Why is he from there?
He's a Zimbabwean as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I know
Who was that?
Yeah.
Who was that Zimbabwean that we spoke about? I think it was 2 episodes ago. That's also playing in the URC.
Dave Ewers, and then if you take into account it's his birthplace, Sebastian Negri in Italy.
That's the one.
Yeah. He got kicked out that whole episode where Mugabe said all white people need to leave, and his family left, and they had Italian heritage, so they went up to family up in Italy. That's why when you hear like Sebastian talk, he almost sounds like he comes from Pretoria or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so he's eligible to play for Italy.
So he's playing. Yeah, that's why he's playing for Italy right now. But I think if he hadn't played, he won't be able to play for 3 years if he had to move to go play for Zimbabwe, because he has to not play for 3 years. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to. I mean, Italy's a higher ranked than Zimbabwe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, Dave Ewers hasn't even played an international game. He's Zimbabwean. Like I said, he's a pretty solid player. He's played for the Exeter Chiefs. He's playing for the Stormers. He hasn't played for Mickey Mouse teams.
Yeah.
So.
No, well, maybe he'll get a call up with soon. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he just took a week or so off, and next Zimbabwe game he's going to play.
Well, let's hope for his sake he gets the opportunity, because everybody deserves it.
I would like to see Zimbabwe in the next World Cup. I think the last World Cup they played in was 95 due to an invitation.
Well, they are a next door neighbor, so they could have just I think they've got a difficult road to qualify. But a 62-22 win with the first game, it's not too bad. It's on the right path, definitely.
Yeah. Listen, no path is easy, especially when it comes to rugby, because you even if you are a tier 1 nation and you're going up against a tier 3 nation, if those people have just woken up on the wrong side of the bed and your coffee was decaf and not caffeinated, and a whale farts in Antarctica, it changes the whole dynamic of the weather and the ref's mind.
Georgia did beat Wales. So I was probably not supposed to say that out loud, right?
That's fine. I don't think we've got Welsh supporters watching us quite yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but international rugby is almost that one where it can be boring rugby because everybody's just going for those threes. They're not really taking the risks, where like URC, you can kind of take the risks. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. You're like, oh well. Then you just get the supporters moaning like, oh, you guys suck. Like right now, the Manchester supporters and the Stormers supporters, but the thing is, if you don't get it right at international, you have your whole country behind you going, what the hell were you guys thinking?
I think the biggest thing is that they just want to go for the win. Whether it's a dirty win or a proper win, for them a win is a win.
I mean, look at us.
I think
3 points in the knockout stages. There was our win margin, 1 per game. I mean, it wasn't pretty rugby, but it was effective rugby. Not as effective as us as supporters would want it to be, but we won the World Cup.
But in the wise words of Dominic Teredo, whether you win by inch or mile, winning is winning.
Pink slip, still a pink slip.
World Cup is still a World Cup.
I was about to say Webb Ellis Cup is still a Webb Ellis Cup.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if it's 4 times, 2 against the All Blacks, 2 against England.
Yeah. Shit, I haven't thought about it like that. It is.
Yeah. 95, 2003, All Blacks. 2007 to 2019, England.
Yeah, not too bad.
Here's another interesting fact. In the World Cup, England's only ever beaten us once. I think it was in 99.
It was in 99. You're right.
Yeah. They've only beaten us once. When it comes to, and that was in a pool stage, if it comes down to knockouts, they've never beaten us.
And New Zealand also only have beaten us once.
2019.
2019, that first pool game.
And I think 2003.
2003, we beat them. We beat
them. 99. Then 99 they beat us. No, 2003 they beat us because there was that whole Stoldraat thing that they did.
Because I'm thinking about that one that we beat them for 3rd and 4th playoff.
That's 99.
99 now. When Brighton Paulse still scored that try all the way from the 22-meter line, kicking it through. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, I was 11 years old back then.
99, I was 10.
I was 11.
I could still count my age on one hand. Now I can count the working joints on one hand.
Yes, I can. Don't talk like that. My back is already killing me.
Yeah.
But the rugby playing days.
Yeah. I think we should call it today. Thanks very much, guys, for listening to another episode here with us on the URC Chumps podcast. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please share it out. Let's keep growing this community. Thanks very much, Jacques, for joining us. Dara, if you listen to this, right, respect. Whatever emergency happened, we're behind you. Even though we know it's probably because of Stockdale. Yeah. Well, he's got Connaught players in the team, so he's happy.
How many Ulster players? Munster players.
Let me look at that picture you said quickly before we sign off properly. There you go. Munster's 2, Connaught is 3. And the rest is Leinster. No Ulster.
Well, sorry about it, Dara, but good luck with your family emergency. We're behind you. And to the rest of the guys, cheers. Till next week.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Ireland
Keep up.
versus the All Blacks on Friday night in Dublin.
It is going to be monumental.
Revenge is not just a word to Ireland. It's a fire that's been burning since the moment they fell. The burning desire to rewrite your story.
Ireland's quarter-final curse continues.
revenge becomes a shadow that follows you. Every opponent comes for your crown, hungry for redemption.
When the Northern Hemisphere come here in July, we kick their butt.
There's a lot of feeling between those two sides. I think everyone knows what Pete Mamani said to Sam Cane.
You're a shit Richie McCaw, I think he is what he did, yeah.
Johnny Sexton in his book comes out, takes a crack.
Don't miss your flight tomorrow. Enjoy retirement.
You know, it's going to be a big week for Rico Ioane. You make a statement like that, you got to walk the talk and you got to back it up.
You can't dish it out all the time if you can't take it.
There's something that feels dark about the game. For New Zealand, it's about standing firm. Because revenge is emotional. It's fueled by desperation. But that fuel turns the doubters into believers. It makes you push further, fight harder, until you seize the moment and make it yours.